We have made it to the Adirondacks. They're not having a very good snow year, just like seems like most of the East Coast. But if you haven't noticed, we're in a campground. Our original plan was to do a 3-day backpacking trip, and we knew that tomorrow, which is Saturday, had a chance of rain. And originally it was only like in the late afternoon towards evening. Then yesterday it was showing earlier and earlier. Pardon the crunch, got micro spikes on. So at the time of leaving the house, the forecast was today warm, like mid 40s, with a low of I think 37. Tomorrow, also warm, with a similar low. And then it was supposed to, rain in the afternoon, the evening. As we drove this morning, first thing this morning, it showed the rain coming earlier, like 1 p.m. We get up here, and we knew coming up here that if we had to, we could do our backup plan, which is what we had to do, which I'll get into that in a moment. Actually, no, we'll talk about that. So the backup plan is the Adirondack Lodge. It's the one by Heart Lake. It's nearest to Lake Placid. Love this place. This is usually where I base most of my adventures in this area out of. It's a really nice setup, and you're so close to so many trails that take you to some really cool spots, some cool peaks. But anyway, this has year-round camping. So our plan was to backpack. If something doesn't go in our favor and we can't backpack, then we get a lean-to, which we did, and just camp and day hike. So we got here and we talked to one of the people that works at the lodge, at the information center, and on the drive here, we saw that the forecast showed rain starting tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. They confirmed that, so it's looking like tomorrow is going to be all rain. But the silver lining there is, since we've been watching the storm system, it is getting earlier and earlier and earlier. So maybe it'll come just early enough tomorrow that we could potentially still backpack tomorrow night. So we'll see. Now, for anyone that's looking to do something similar to this, one of the nice things about the lodge up here, so they have a membership program, and then they have just normal people thing. So if you're not a member and you come up here and just want to park and use the trailheads, it's $18 for parking for a day. And to rent the lean-to, it's $28 a day. So it's $10 more. So even if we do go backpacking tomorrow and we don't need the shelter, I don't mind spending that extra $10 because I like it up here. I don't mind just supporting them anyway. But Heart Lake is right there. It's frozen over, and we have an obstructed view, which is probably a good thing. That'll probably keep a little bit of the wind down that comes up off of the lake. Kurt is set up there. I'm set up over there. we kind of have a plan. So we are hiking around Heart Lake, and we're gonna at some point up here we're gonna split off and go out towards this spot known as Rocky Falls, and it's actually marked on the map, so it's probably at least worth going to check out. But that'll take us about 2 miles into the backcountry, so we'll get to see what the conditions are like. That was originally going to be part of our leg for the backpacking loop, but we're going to do that, then come back. And there's a really small summit, well, small for this area, that's just on like the edge of the campground, and that's called Mount Joe. So we're gonna go out to Rocky Falls, head back, go to Mount Joe, then head to our campsite, most likely, and then go from there. And keep our fingers crossed that tomorrow the rain event isn't that bad. Now, Kurt and I were talking, and one thing that did seem to be pretty steady through all the different forecasts, the rain event doesn't look like it's gonna be like a terrible one, you know, not like heavy downpours or anything like that. I mean, that could still totally happen, but that hasn't been part of any forecast that we've seen. So even just doing a day hike tomorrow won't be bad as long as the rain stays like that. But you know, best case scenario is rain happens super early, maybe even overnight tonight, and then we can actually do a shortened version of our original backpacking loop and just make it an overnighter instead of a 3-day one. But we'll see. That's kind of how it goes with any time outside, but more especially in the winter time. You just kind of have to roll with the punches and just make the best of your current situation. And again, it's like one of the reasons why I chose to come here, because one, I'm already familiar with this part of the Adirondacks. I've been up here a few times now and gotten to check out the area, kind of know what to expect from it. And then having this campground here that's year-round, it's just an added bonus, because it's allowing us to do what we're doing instead of canceling the trip or being forced to, you know, stay at a hotel or some shit like that. So it's still a win. We still get to be outside camping in nature, even if it's just a modified version of what we had planned originally. It's definitely warmer than we thought it was going to be. Probably going to be shedding layers on this hike, at least for a little bit. But today's high is now in the 50s, right?
That's what you're saying.
Yeah, so like low mid 50s is for the high. It's crazy for February.
52 tomorrow.
Yeah, and 52 tomorrow. Which that's another thing. If we want to do some day hiking in the rain, that makes it more bearable too, knowing that it's not going to be super frigid out and raining. And right here is what we're looking for. So Rock Falls is indeed marked. There's a sign, and that's how the trail continues out. Oh wow, that's pretty cool. Old rail system? Or is that a pulley wheel? Maybe a pulley wheel? It's just the way it's notched out. It's keyed. Oh, it's yeah.
It doesn't look like a like a train wheel.
Well, I mean, I don't know how like old carts and stuff were designed that they used to like haul like minerals and logs and stuff out.
True. Definitely looks like it was attached to something. There's something inside, or it was attached to something.
Yeah, pretty interesting. Who knows? Maybe with the snow being light, maybe we'll find other relics like that. Oh man, look at that. That's awesome. I mean, 2 of them aren't making it, but the other 2. Still always impressed that trees can do that. like essentially grow out of a rock, be supported by a rock. So yeah. According to the map, Kurt's GPS, this is Rock Falls, which it's a bunch of boulders and a waterfall. It's aptly named. So on our way back from Rock Falls, on that side trail still, we took the little side trail that comes up to the lean-to. And this is like, this is a nice one. This looks like it's really new. The only thing that might be a turnoff for some campers is this is a no fire one, but it is a very nice one. And I don't know if they mark these with the year that they build them. Well, 2018. So yeah, I've seen, I mean, I guess graffiti helps create a timeline. But yeah, 2018 it looks like. Which I know my map is older than that, because I bought my map to the current one, 2017. So it looks like it's been here since 2018.
It looks like it's been there since 1818. And the door is ripped right off of it. 2018?
Yeah, judging by the graffiti. But yeah, there's a privy back that way.
Yeah, go check it out.
That, according to Kurt, sounds like it's seen better days. So anyone not familiar with the Adirondacks, that's one nice thing, is usually wherever there's a lean-to, a shelter, there's generally a privy. Yep, no door. But it's very typical. There's not even a toilet seat on that one. A lot of them, they put toilet seats on top of the platform because they normally have a lid to cover it. But yeah, not a bad looking spot. And unless you're dead set on a fire, but honestly, with all the low growth here, I can see why they don't allow fires.
What do you think Chris would give that privy?
I don't know, Chris, when you watch this, comment down below what you'd rate that privy. That way everyone else can see. It has no toilet seat, no door. We are almost done with this part of the Indian Pass Trail, and gonna get back on the, I think they just call it like the Heart Lake Loop, something like that. But we're gonna get back on that and keep going back towards the campground. Yeah, Heart Lake Loop. And then it's still early enough that we should be able to go up Mount Joe and come back down. We have about 2 hours left of daylight, but we have our headlamps, and as long as it's not super sketchy ice, it should be easy to manage, even if it does start to get a little dark. But I think it's a short. I think it's like a mile up, mile back down kind of thing. Gonna head on up to Mount Joe. Then we'll come down and go back that way to get to our camp spot. Now normally you can make this a loop using something called the Rock Garden Trail. We passed that a little bit ago. It is currently closed. So this is our option. No loop, just an out and back. So you are there. Oh, we still can kind of do a loop. I've been heading up the short trail just a little bit, and it's mostly just coming up a stream bed, but some pretty cool big boulders through here, and just like sending us right through them. This is definitely something you would not want to do without proper foot traction. And I think this is like a nature discovery style trail, because there's a number of markers every once in a while. So I'll have to look into that and see what they mean, what they're referring to. The short trail's a short trail for a reason. It's way more aggressive. We're just gonna keep going up that. The only bad thing about this with the increasing temps, some of this stuff is a little less stable to step on. Not in a really bad way unless you misstep and aren't paying attention. Oh yeah. Get a better look at this thing. Oh yeah, that's pretty cool. There's just another one a little further up. So this spot is a little sketchy, but it's not terrible.
Any sketch or anything else you come across?
No, it's just where some of the ice is thinned out.
Yeah, I've been real careful about that, because that breaks free. The cleats don't help if you're taxi ice.
Yep. Yeah, we have just come off the spur trail to go to the summit. There's stairs that are super ice covered. But I think coming down these is going to be worse than going up them. But yeah, that's what we're looking at. I'm definitely going to probably need both hands for this, so see you guys at the summit. Okay, we are at the top of Mount Joe, and it is a nice view from up here. There's just enough break in the clouds to give us a little bit better skyscape over the mountains, which is kind of cool. But it's really dark back that way. But yeah, right over the edge here, looking down that way, is Heart Lake. That's what we walked around. And down in that little clearing, that's where the information center is, and like the whole parking lot area is off to your left. Yeah, not a bad view. It's definitely a little windy up here today, but not terrible. Well, I haven't been filming much of the going down the long path side of Mount Joe, but it's been pretty easy going. I mean, thanks to our spikes, we've been cruising right along. So I'd imagine in the summertime, this would be a pretty enjoyable trail just to go. And if you're looking for an easier way up, there's like 2 spots where it was really steep, but only for a short period of distance. Short distance. But other than that, it's been like just a constant gradual down. So if you're in this area and you want to get an easy peek in, like, well, you know, easy for the area, this is definitely a way to go. And the long trail would definitely make it easier on you if you're not looking to do that climb or descent down that stream bed. But I will say, it was worth it just to see all the frozen water and the huge icicles and everything, and the giant boulders. Just made for a fun trail. That apparently means we've made it back down. So yeah, overall that was a fun hike. I would definitely recommend doing it the way we did it if you are comfortable with the climbing up that stream, because that was fun. And then coming down the long side was a nice descent, and it was kind of like a nice little reward for going up the hard way. And I know some people are different, but if I'm descending, I'd rather take the easy descent. Getting older, those knees don't like the rough descents as much as they used to. But yeah, we are not going that way. We're going that way. So this way leads to the campsite and the actual lodge itself. And their campsites are spread. Once you get up to a certain point, they're all over the place. And they have quite a few lean-tos as well. I think they have like 20 of them spread kind of throughout the place. But it's 5. The dark won't be too far away. It's gonna be time for dinner and relaxing. Okay, we are back to camp. We had a nice hammer rock that we put in the shelter for anyone else that might need it the rest of the winter. Now, when we got here, this was a lot more frozen, a lot thicker ice. I mean, there's still ice here. I almost just went on my ass after saying how great it was to have my microspikes off. But it melted so much. I think the best way to show that off is by looking at the depth of my stakes. Some of them I drove in further than others, but like that's a good portion of the stake sticking out. So those might need to get hammered in just a little bit more, because we do see rain. That's only gonna loosen up the soil further. So I don't want my tarp giving way on me and possibly letting rain or anything in tomorrow. But yeah, good stuff. We just stopped and took a picture of the lake because I'm like, well, just in case it's not frozen tomorrow. Yeah. Now it's going to be straighten up camp and get some food in order. Definitely get some food in order.